Keep your eye on the race time so we start.
All right. Welcome back. It is I, Cousin Catnip, your host for this evening. And during the break, we got a staggering $100 donation. That deserves some claps. That deserves some PogChamps. And it is from I'm Doing It, our class runner. And they said, I might not have set the world record, but there is always room in the budget for Giocci. Thanks for having me, and good luck to the upcoming runners. And with that, we have ourselves a Mega Man 2 any percent zipless normal race. And our runners today, Giocci and StahlbolzenSC2, featuring commentary from 509 and Fly. So I'm not gonna wait any longer. They're doing an official race today. So let's get excited. Let's get our mega hands together for the super fighting mega robot, Mega Man.
What's going on, Oral?
Alright, let's go. Well...
They gotta ready up, I think.
Yeah. But they're not ready yet, apparently.
I think Giocci fell asleep.
Yeah, they might. It's actually late here.
Yeah, you're on the same time as them, right?
Yep, it's kind of late. I actually had to stream to make sure I was awake. Alright. I just need them to ready up when they're ready, though.
I can't. Can I type? Okay, here we go. There they go.
Alright, countdown started. They're about to be ready soon.
And they're going. Are they going? They're going.
Yeah, there's just like a tiny delay. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's actually pretty big delay. I guess that's why the countdown wouldn't have worked.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
So there's two routes for this category. You can start, well, technically three, but the most two popular ones are air first and flash first. And flash first is like probably the easiest route, and that's what we're starting with this one. Pretty straightforward stage, and you also have flash topper, which is a pretty powerful weapon in air. That we'll see that later. So yeah, nothing crazy about that stage. Just running straight forward and killing enemies.
Yeah, you don't need any like items to make this stage go fast. Like there's really no way. I mean, maybe item 2, but I don't think anybody really does that strat.
Yeah, it's not faster for normal. It's actually faster and difficult because you actually have to deboost through enemies, and you also need Metal Blade for Rockman 2, but you don't need it in normal, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, in difficult the route is different. I guess we should kind of talk about the difference between any percent and any percent zipless. Which, you know, judging by the name zipless, there are no zips in this route, or in this category, which is basically pushing Mega Man up inside a ceiling or inside a wall and facing left. And that will make the game eject him at a very high speed. I think it's like 13 pixels per frame or something like that.
I'm not sure about the speed, but this is pretty fast for sure. But we're not gonna do that here, so...
Yeah, you won't be seeing any of that.
So, right there you just saw the Flash fight, so... Flash is a pretty interesting fight. There's like a bunch of way of doing it. I think Bolzen messed it up a bit, the fight, so he kind of pulled back behind right now. But it's only the start of the run, so anything can happen. We're already seeing probably the first scary stage in the race, because there's a few tight jump that we're gonna see in Airman coming up right now after this very long cutscene, the coffee break cutscene.
Yeah, and Air also has the first instance of you know, pretty big RNG for normal. I mean, it's not as bad as difficult, but you know, air's depending on the pattern you get from air and how you deal with it can really speed up or hinder how fast you can get through the stage and get through the fight.
So here you can see both runners using Flash Stopper to get past those pink platform. Normally in air first, you have to jump to the corner, but thanks to Flash, we can avoid doing that, which is much safer. That's also why this is used as a safe route for races. This also can be used like an actual PB attempt race because it's only like a second and a half slower. So, but yeah. All right, Gio making through.
Flash first.
Oh, Bolzen with 3 pause buffers. So in this game, you can pause buffer to reset your velocity speed. So basically, if you need to, if you cut a jump too early or something, you can just pause multiple times to kind of save your ass and be still good.
Yeah, kind of like a get out of jail free card. Oops, I messed up. I'll just pause my way to this platform.
Yeah, pretty much.
It wastes a lot of time, but it's, you know, I guess better than dying.
Yeah, that's for sure. Depending on how fast the pause is, you can. It's a bit less than a second, but on average, a pause is like around 1 second. So.
Oh, Stahl got the back bird spawn.
Yeah, so you can turn around the bird here. So then the last Fang guy despawn and you don't have to mash it, which is a tiny bit slower, but it's pretty good. And now there's Airman, so probably the very first like air and G fight in the run. He has 5 different patterns. You want to get him in 2 cycle if possible, but 3 is also fine. It's not fast, but it's still okay. So here we go here. So both runners. I think Gio got a 2 cycle, so that's why he's in the lead right now.
Yeah, weaving those shots is in between the air, the tornadoes, depending on what pattern he gives you, it's tight. It's only like a few pixels, I believe, like 3, 2 or 3, I think.
It really depends on what pattern you're on, because there's the, that pattern when there's a tornado in front of him. Well, I think this is like a 2 pixel window, so it's like pretty rough. But yeah, it's Airman. It's
just kind of got to deal with it.
It's like, yeah, you're not seeing good patterns often. There's like a 60% chance on having a bad pattern to start because there's 5 different patterns, so and each pattern have the same odds, so it's like yeah, 20% per pattern.
More of them are bad, I believe.
Yeah, there's like 3 bad ones and like 2 good ones. So. Alright, so quick, gotta go through the. Gotta avoid the lasers and all that stuff. It's already not. I don't think we're gonna see any kind of laser death. At least I hope so. I hope I'm not jinxing anything right there.
Yeah, those lasers are instant kill. So if you touch them, you're dead. Just blow up.
Yeah, the stage on its own is, as long as you know how to play it, is a pretty easy stage. It's probably even easier in Flash because there's less like tight jumps and the mash is easier too in the dark room. So only the fight is actually harder because it's an RNG fight. But we'll see how both runners deal with it.
Yeah, this stage is generally pretty chill for experienced runners. Oh!
No!
Oh!
I just jinxed it. Commentator's curse right there. That's unfortunate. So he tried here to pause to Flash because you can save yourself if you messed up. It's actually quite rare to mess it up, but you can see it's possible to mess up.
Did he go for the 1-up or did he accidentally land on the 1-up?
He probably accidentally landed on it. I didn't saw exactly what happened though. I was looking at Gio.
Yeah, I just saw him like walk off that ledge and I was like, I wonder if he got that for like safety or if he accidentally landed on it.
It's very unlikely. It's very unlikely in a Zipless run that you take this 1-up by purpose. Like, it's fair in 80% because there's a few zip that you have to die on to be good. But we're not doing any zips here. So So taking a 1-up is pretty unnecessary for the most part, especially because you also take a few ones during the run. And also, compared to like difficult or like the Rockman 2 version of the game, the drop rate is increased by a lot. So there's a high chance that you at least have 1-up during a run.
Yeah, it's definitely not like, you know, like you said, like any percent where you're going into the castles with, you know, on your last life because of forced deaths from zips and stuff.
Yeah. So we've seen Gio kind of messing up the screws here. So we'll see if we can talk this about how it's done with Bolzen. But basically, you wanna menu at a specific point to like manipulate this drill so you don't have to take damage from them. We'll see if Bolzen does that well. We've seen here Gio getting the clown skip pretty well. You can jump over the second clown, and it's actually pretty tight. It's like 2 tight jumps that you have to do.
Yeah, it's pretty common to accidentally bonk that. Oh, he did a little, yeah, doing a little bit of a swag strat.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty neat strat. Like he avoided all the damage. So he gained a bit of time here because Gio took damage twice, I think. So
yeah, there's, I mean, we don't want to further curse these runners, but there's, you know, it's a pretty long run, and there's a lot that can go wrong in the later stages.
Yeah, nice clown skip for Bolzen too. His item is a bit low. You wanna like you. Oh, you missed it of the clown. So, what happened here is he was not high enough. Like when you were too high, what happened is like the game consider you're on the bottom of the screen, but because the enemies are on the top, like you don't get touched by them. That's how you can jump over clown ads that are not existing here.
Yeah, you would think that like, unless you're fully off the screen, but even when they like fall onto that you would collide with them. You know, like Arl said, you can screen wrap in this game. Kind of, sort of.
Right, and there's the Bubble Man now. Honestly, this is not a very scary stage. There's a few scary strats, but I don't think, unless runners want to go for some sweaty jumps, like the one coming out right there in Gio, he didn't go for it, or he maybe missed it. I don't know, but this jump is really hard and can kill you very easily if you jump too high. So I'm not sure if we're gonna see this jump right now. But
yeah, I don't think Stahl goes for it, so I don't think he'll attempt it, unless he just wants to show some cool strats.
So we didn't talk about it too, but at the very start of the stage you also do like an item 2 placement. But this item 2 placement it's not too bad. You manipulate the frogs so they don't heat you, and you only take 1 damage to basically go into iframe, so you avoid everything.
Yeah, that jump off the front of the item 2 right after they placed it is to spawn in that front frog, so he'll launch the little baby frog so that he won't launch him later and knock you off the item 2.
So we'll see what Bolzen goes for. He doesn't go for it too. So we've seen Bubble here. So Bubble has 3 different patterns. You can throw 1, 2, or 3 bubbles, and basically each bubble costs more lag. So if there's a 3 bubble, you're gonna see a lot of lag. So
yeah, it's a noticeable amount too.
Yeah. You definitely want runners to have as less bubble as possible. So we'll see. I think Gio got 2 bubbles. So we'll see how many Bolzen gets.
Heat is where the difficulty really starts to ramp up in this run. There's a lot of tight strats, man. A lot of tight item 2 placements, and your ammo is. You have to be very limited with your ammo because you have to do this long cross of a bottomless pit, I guess I would call it.
Yeah, you have to manage your emo really well. So we've seen like Gio wasting a couple of emos there. So we have to be like, he doesn't have enough right now, I think. So he will have to either jump at the end to make it.
I think he's 1 pip short. So yeah, he's definitely gonna have to jump.
It's a thing you have to be really careful at, because if you use too much emo, you don't have enough to cross that pit and you might die. And that's where all the difficulty of the stage comes in, because if you want to be optimal, you want to have you want to use like 0 ticks to the first 2 rooms. And Bolzen died. He was a bit too far to the right of the pillar on his jump cycles, so he kind of ended up jumping more higher.
Yeah,
even higher.
I always say the final 4 or the back 4 Robot Masters is like it's time to get serious from then on out, because they're tough. They're tricky stages. You can lose a lot of time.
The good thing about that is it didn't die like late, so it's fine. But yeah,
So he's gonna be a little short too.
Yeah, he has to be careful too, because I think he's game over on his next death. So yeah, you really don't want to die now. Fortunately, I think thanks to this, he wasted 1 there though. Yeah, he might be able to make it with 1 jump though, so he should be fine. I just hope he noticed that he need to jump.
Yeah, he'll probably... I don't know if he ever just rides it out. I think he always jumps and pauses.
Yeah,
so I think he'll be safe.
That's pretty fair. Alright, so wood is another pretty scary stage. It's not... like, the first half of the stage is pretty fine. We're just gonna kill the bunnies and switch to heat right away to prepare a chaired shot to kill the first dog. We didn't talk about heat too, so... Heat has like also 3 different patterns. Like he can go through you every 30, 60, or 90 frames, and we want him to go double 30, obviously, because it's a good RNG. I didn't know what pattern he got there, but
I think the last one was a 60. I didn't see what the first one was.
Yeah. But yeah, usually that's what you want to get. It's a pretty RNG boss fight. That can cost you up to 2 seconds if you're not lucky.
Yep, 2 seconds out of your control entirely.
Which is pretty huge for Zipless. Like, you might think it's not that much, it's just like a normal time loss on RNGs, but this is a pretty consistent run with the strats and all, so if you... Usually your sum of best is not really that far from your PB in this category, no matter what your level is. So, even losing 2 seconds is kind of huge for this category.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. I mean, it's pretty common for you to be like only 12 seconds off, you know, your sum of best. So there's not much wiggle room. And you know, big chunks of RNG like that. You know, it's like the little things, like even a 3 bubble versus a 1 bubble. You know, it's gonna, if you have a 1 bubble PV and you get a 3 bubble, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna cost you time providing the stage with the same. All the little things start to add up.
Alright. So we're almost done with the A-Robot. Now we're just gonna do the last stage, which is probably the most technical stage in the entire A-Robot, because this is the stage where you use like pretty much all the items, like item 1, 2, and 3. So it's very much a combination of what you've learned all throughout the A-Robots. It's like the test, the final test.
Yeah, Clash is... I hate this stage, that's all I'll say.
Oh, interesting strat. There's a lot of different strat you can do in the first 2 rooms. You can deboost the telly, you can place an item faster. Ooh, but he missed his item here, which is not that big of a mistake, but still like a good 4 seconds that he just missed there. So it's a stage that a lot of thinking. Oh, that is not good. You unfortunately grabbed like the very last pixel of the ladder.
I thought that telly was gonna knock him off that item one.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate mistake, because he grabbed the left side of a ladder and that was like the last pixel. So what the game does in that case is it just like do like a weird wiggle and just threw out of the ladder. It's like kind of weird. But meanwhile, Bolzen just finished wood. He is a bit behind because he died in heat. So, but other than that, we might see what the different strats, because I don't think both runners does the same strats. So it's a good way to see different ways of beating that stage.
Yeah, I mean, even at like top level, there's variations in strats too.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that can. Gio struggles a bit with his item here. But yeah, you can just use item 2 strats. You can place item 1 in a specific way. Like, there's a lot of things that can be different. And in the end, it just probably evens out all the strats. It's the fun part about that. So
yeah, I mean, the best strat, I guess, for this stage is just get through it as best as you can.
Yeah, just don't mess up. It's pretty much it's just crash. It's just as long as you don't mess up, you're good. So Gio is really low, so you really don't want to get hit. I think he could have still got hit once. Oh, and what a screen transition for Bolzen. Fortunate. It's like 5 seconds right there. It doesn't seem that much, but it's actually a good 5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, screen transitions and climbing ladders are really slow in this game. So kind of want to avoid them and minimize them as much as possible.
Alright, so we're done with the A-Robot. So we're now starting the real deal. The Y stages. Oh, I think Bolzen messed it up his placement here. He wanted to get the boost, but he didn't got that boost because we didn't talk about it. But in this game, if you grab the ladder off screen with down, you get a big boost as you come out on the next screen, and that's pretty huge because when you have when you're already on a big ladder, you can have a free fast item 3 placement thanks to that boost that you get. So
yeah,
it's pretty significant.
Yeah, those ladder boosts are used everywhere too.
Yeah. We might see some here on Gio's side from the next ladder from here. Yeah, there you go. So there's one here. So see, he used that boost he just got to place an item 3 below him, so he could just land on it and just climb all the ladder like very quickly.
He also, I think, if I saw correctly, he also got the little ladder boost from grabbing it, doing the diagonal grab.
I didn't see that.
Giocci.
He might, yeah.
Yeah, for some weird reason, if you, I mean, I don't know if anybody knows why, but if you hold like diagonal and up, like right when you're grabbing a ladder, like on your way up to a ladder, it'll kind of like boost you up a little bit when you grab the ladder, a rung or two.
You have to be aligned with the ladder to work because, like, it can't work like if you're too far to one of the sides of the ladder. It only works if you're close enough to the center of the ladder, so the ladder can like suck you in, kind of.
Yeah, I never quite knew. Like, I knew it had something to do with like holding diagonal and up, but I never knew exactly like why it happened. Like, see, it happened there for Stahl when he grabbed the ladder.
I'm not sure of the explanation either, but yeah, it happens. That's all we know.
Yeah, it happens and we want it to happen.
Yeah, we're gonna see it again here. Oh, this item is too high.
Oh.
That's not good because he also wasted item 2s and he might not have enough. Yeah, that's a good call right there. Because he might not have enough. I think he was still fine, but if he used item 2 and Wadi 4, he might just refill it right there, I guess. It's just like a way to be sure to not die. This is a fair.
Yeah, it was smart. I couldn't see how many he wasted, but
Yeah, I think
I
he wasted.
think he
like,
would have had enough.
Yeah, he would have been. I think he wasted like only 3, so I think he would have been fine.
But he
Considering
uses. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Considering he was gonna do like the item 2 strat in YD4. Like in this game, basically you want to make sure to do a specific ammo usage from the YD stages because unlike A robots, emo doesn't refill after each stage, so you have to be really careful on what you're using here. That's why you had to refill here, and that's also why you want to make sure to be good on all your items, because that could be pretty significant, especially on later YD stages such as YD4.
Yeah, ammo usage is very, very tightly routed in this to like the point where you have 0 of everything going into refights and Wily 6, the final stage. But I believe he does use, so the final conveyor screen, he switches to item 2, I'm pretty sure, instead of doing the item 1 jump. And he probably wouldn't have had enough, so he would have had to do, and I think it's very scary to make that jump without any items. Slower and scarier.
Yeah, I think he could have also refilled, like, instead of refilling the item 2 at the start, you can do it after the first room. I think it's a bit faster. I mean, it is a bit faster because it's on your way.
He could have refilled in Wily 4 as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, pretty much on any stage you can refill anything.
Yeah.
It's like, you have a lot of ways to refill. If you're out on something, you can refill. It's pretty slow in most cases. That's why you don't want to do it. But yeah, if it's necessary, you better do it instead of dying for sure.
Yeah, especially in a race.
We didn't talk about the dragon and Pico, but Pico here is a pretty like easy boss fight. There's not much to talk about. Pretty. It's a straightforward fight. It's scripted, and yeah, nothing much to it. Like you don't even.
Oh, sorry.
You don't even have to kill them that fast because it's based on the frame rules. So it's like as long as you can kill them decently fast, you'll get the same time all the time. So
I was just gonna say that. I just learned that Pico is based on a frame rule. I did not know.
Yeah, it's that's why you don't. Only the last one matters because it's the last one, and as soon as the last shot comes into that, it just end the fight. So it's only the last one matters, and it's maybe a few frames. So yeah, who cares?
Nice. two jump guts dozer for Giocci.
Nice. That's pretty good. That like a 1 jump does not save that much time. And it's very hard. Only like a few people in the world can even do a 1 jump, so it's really, really hard. It's possible, but it requires like an insanely good mash. So
I think I've only seen Elo do it. I'm sure other people, Cypher, I'm sure could probably do it as well.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like
it's like 7 shots, I believe, in 1 jump.
It's 7 shot, but it's even more like in Rockman 2. It's like double 7 shot to get a 2 jump. Pretty insane. But
wow,
as long as we can see a double jump, it's fine.
Yeah, 2 jump is pretty standard. Pretty much what everything is.
Let's see how much Bolzen gets. As Geo goes through Body 4, the stage where everything is never bad, right?
Nobody ever makes a mistake in Wily.
Yeah, never.
What you're also not seeing is because he's, Giocchi's obviously avoiding him, knows where they are, but there's quite a bit of false floors in this stage that you'll just fall down to the screen below or.
Oh, that's well, that's not a big death, but it's still like a good 15 to 20 seconds, so.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it was there and he didn't waste any ammo. That.
Yeah. He has a lot of item 3. He might have too much that he will need to wait to switch. Well, if he does item 2, it doesn't matter though.
No, he does item 1 for that next room. So.
Yeah, so he has to wait for the menu.
Oh, Stahl with the fast item 3 strat.
Yeah, there's a lot of item placement you can do in that stage that can save you some time, and that's why like having a lot of item 3 is pretty useful in that stage. And here on Gio's side, we see him switching to wood, and even though the menu is really long, this allows you to, well, not only just do this last room pretty easily, it also increased the hitbox of the crash bombs right there for this boobing fight. It's not 100% because of the item 1 placement you do at the start, so you still have to be careful of your placement, but as long as you don't do anything different than the normal fight, you will be good most of the time, thanks to this hitbox incrementation, I can say it like that.
Yeah, this fight is just dumb. It's... You don't even have enough ammo to really do the fight the way it looks like you're supposed to do the fight. So it's kind of like a little puzzle. I was hoping Stahl wouldn't get delay scrolled in because that never happens during a race.
Yeah. Yeah, except my races. So yeah, the delay scroll is a very nasty glitch that can happen that occurs with like, well, it's a bit more complicated than that, but most likely you could say it's a music-based trick with some lag, and it kind of messed up the triggers for the next screen transition, and sometimes this can send you to unexpected places, and most likely this leads to death right away. Very nasty glitch that's used all over the place by the past, but
I'm pretty sure the one that happened to you in the race, that in Wily 4, I think that always leads to death. Or I was told that one always leads to death.
no, not all the time. You can get robbed to some weird, like you can get robbed like a room before sometimes, but that's really rare. The most common one is just death. All right, but yeah, it's pretty nasty. All right, so now refights. So refight is pretty hard in this game, actually. I mean, it's pretty easy to survive refight in this game, but it's not easy to get fast in this game. There's a different routes you can do. I think they're both doing the heat route, so
Stahl has been practicing air on wood, so he's gonna go for it.
he's gonna go
There we
for
go.
it. So you've seen both routes here. This route that Bolzen does is actually faster. He unfortunately messed it up the fight. Normally, you're not supposed to take damage from this fight, but it still managed to deal a pretty good amount of damage to wood, so he's good. He got
lucky. He got lucky. He misread the pattern, but got lucky.
But
Yeah,
so
I saw him practicing that quite a bit lately, so I kind of figured he was gonna go for it.
Yeah, makes sense. So Gio's down with the Y machine. We're just gonna talk about that right away with Bolzen, but there's like two routes, and the route he did was like a second faster, mostly because you avoid the one menu, and the air fight is actually a bit faster too. So
It looks cooler too.
yeah, so a lot harder though to do, right?
Yeah. You kind of need to get that double hit on the second shot.
Whereas Heat, you just like charge and jump and you're done. It's just that.
Yeah, and you can buffer inputs in those refights too, so you can just go into the refight holding shoot to charge Heat, and you'll never mess it up.
That's a nice fight for the Y machine. There's only two phases and they're both pretty easy. And just smash middle blades and it's fine. And you see Gio with
alien
the
hugs.
fight. So you really don't want to hug the alien here. The alien deals like a 3/4 of your health. So nice 2-cycle, by the way.
Yeah.
And GG to Gio for the win.
GG.
I think so the time's like a 31-32, I think.
Yep.
So pretty good.
All things considering, it was still really close.
Yeah, I mean they both have some slip tops, some few deaths. I think the death, I think that was in Quick that cost him a lot from Bolzen here. That could have been like a really close race. And it still is. Like, it's less than a minute difference normally, unless he dies, which I hope not.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
But yeah, it's so the arena is like 14 hits, and you want to have at least like 5 on the first jump and like 9 here. And he unfortunately missed the last jump, so you will have it in 3. Okay, there you go. I really thought he was gonna hug him here. All right, GG to both. So
It looks like 32:29 for Stahl. So yeah, a little less than a minute.
yeah, pretty good.
Wow, what a fantastic race.
Yeah, really good race.
That it really was, like, as you were saying, like closer than it was like a minute apart. It's like so fast for this game. We're like so close for this.
Yeah, there's a lot that can go wrong, like majorly wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah,
especially
dying
related
on
to-
Wiley with no lives. Oh yeah.
I think.
But yeah, is
we've
there any final thing y'all guys want to say about Mega Man 2?
Run this game.
Yeah, run it. It's fun. Until it's not, but it's fun.
It's fun
Also-
for a longer time than it's not fun.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much. A huge shout out to our runners, Giocci and Bolzen, as well as to our commentators, 509 and Fly. Thank you everyone so much. Thank you for taking the time. And guess what? It's not over yet. We do have Mega Man X 100% with the same runners, Giocci and Stahlbolzen. So hold tight. We will be back in a mega second. All right.